Thank you so much, Kelsey and Joel, for joining me today. And I'm really excited to hear about your Lumen experience. Can you first share a little bit about your backgrounds and what you do?
I am in my second year in the G League, NBA G League. So I'm still pursuing my dream of making it to the big level. So, yep, that's what I do. And
well, I don't do anything like that anymore. I used to dance. I played sports all throughout my life, and then I danced in college at Chapel Hill. And now I just work, but I work out, and I still want to stay healthy, and I'm used to playing sports and being active all the time. So we're definitely in the transition period for me.
So how did you both hear about Lumen, by the way?
As you know, there's advertising that pops up on Instagram all the time, and you guys end up popping up. And so I took a look into it, and I reached out to you guys.
But what made you say, I want to try that, or like, it's interesting?
For just throughout your life, you hear that carbs are bad, and this gives you a little different perspective on what carbs can actually do for your body and help you.
Not that we don't love to follow diets, but I think that we follow things a little bit more strictly when we actually understand what's going on, and not just, somebody gives you some sort of regimen to follow and we'll end up falling off it pretty quickly. So I think that we both really enjoy this just because we can start to kind of understand what's going on with our bodies and understand what different foods affect us in different ways. And it's just a lot easier to follow, and it keeps us on track a lot better than a regular diet would.
Did you have somebody guiding you to tell you what you should eat, before a big match or competition?
Just our trainer for our team that would do presentations and stuff about food.
And so how long have you been using Lumen now?
This is our third week.
Okay. So you haven't gotten your flex score yet.
No, we have not.
Do you have a guess? So it's out of 21. Do you have any, where have you guys been hitting your morning results? 1s and 2s, 3s, an occasional 4?
So I would tell you the first week when we started, it was terrible. I had a couple of 5s and a couple of 4s. And now since we're in our third week, I'm getting better. Last week I had 2 1s.
Okay. What about you, Phil?
I wouldn't say my score is probably not so great still right now. Still needs some work.
That's okay. You're 3 weeks in. You're seeing the scores improving, some more 1s and 2s. You're starting to feel better. What changes did you make, with Lumen's guidance? How have you been changing your diet or the food you're eating?
Yeah, exactly. I would get hungry and I would grab a bag of chips or do something that's just totally not good for me. And with Lumen, it makes me more conscious about what I'm actually grabbing to eat and what I'm putting into my body.
What about you, Kelsey?
I feel better. It's still, I struggle a little bit at night still. And I'm, when we're getting ready for bed, I'm just like, I really, really, really could go for a snack right now. But being able to get off that, I do feel better. And I think I wake up feeling a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been using Lumen with a workout or with your workouts, or have you not been doing as many workouts the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, we tend to use it before our workouts and afterwards.
With the before and after workout breath, have you seen a difference with the breaths?
So typically I would have woke up, had my breakfast, and would have went on a run and wouldn't have known that I was, burning carbs this morning, and would have just added on to that. And probably would have just still been burning, carbs after my workout. And so, that's why it helps. I didn't have to eat anything. And then once I was done, I was at a 1 and burning mainly fat. So that's just an example of how it helps.
That's amazing. Have you noticed any, differences in your performance? Either in the runs or in the weights, or not yet?
So I've seen my weight go down. So that's the only difference that I've seen so far.
Do you guys normally cook, or do you order out?
That's about 5 nights a week that we'll cook. And then other times we'll usually eat out or order in right now.
That's awesome. If you had to say one thing that you've learned since using Lumen, what would be that one thing?
I think with Lumen, especially for me, it helps to know that, okay, I can have carbs, but, it has to be, an acceptable amount. You just can't go heavy on it.
Have you tried diets before, like any particular diet before using Lumen?
I just tried to eat, the right way. and I do it for a week, and then I'm like, you know what, this is just way too hard. I can't do it. And because I want to eat the foods that I like to eat, but you hear so much stuff that you can't eat that and you can't eat that, and it was always the foods that I love to eat, and now I get a chance to actually eat the things that I like, but like I said, in moderation.
That's really cool. What about you, Kelsey?
I think it's more eating smarter, not eating less. And I think I've learned a lot about, what to eat when. And, it tells you before your workout, have a certain type of carb and then, something different for after. And just kind of understanding a little bit more about, just instead of trying to eat healthy, okay, we're just going to cut out carbs. We're not going to have bread. We're not going to do this. And then, it's not really about what you can do. It's a lot more about what you can't do. And I think for us, just being able to understand that it's, even not so much quantity, but more quality.
And Joel, how has it been having Kelsey do this with you? Like having a partner there with you so you're not in it alone?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And a bit of a contest.
Yeah, it's kind of a contest, which which is awesome, and it gives us a chance to be able to hold each other accountable. And
that's cool. And so for someone who's thinking about using Lumen, what would you tell them?
Well, the results will speak for itself. So I think that when you tell somebody about that, I think everybody wants to know if it's something that can hold you accountable and if it's something that you can follow by. And I think it's pretty simple and pretty easy to follow by.
I think that the whole customizable aspect of it is a big thing. Being able to not just jump on a diet, kind of having something that's more catered to your goals and specifically how your body is performing at that moment. So it's just, like you said, it's kind of hacking your own system and just being able to just understand what's going on in the moment and not feel like you're following something that may or may not work for you, because it doesn't work for everybody, every diet. So I think that for this, it's definitely cool having something that I know is customized to exactly what my body needs at that moment.
Is there anything else that you guys want to share about your experience or about using it or about your backgrounds or anything else?
Your score can change based off of if you're not focused and you're doing something else while taking a breath. So it gives me a chance to be able to just tune in with myself and just have that, just to be able to take that moment and be with myself.
That's awesome. Anything else that you want to share, Kelsey?
No, you pretty much covered it. I think especially, on that note, at night, it's nice. We always do like a breath before we go to sleep, and being able to have that moment before we get in bed just to calm down and, take a 3 or 4 minutes just to relax before we do our breath. And then I just think it's a nice way to end the night.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to say thank you both so much. I really appreciate you both sharing your stories and your experience with Lumen.
Yeah, thank you guys. And we look forward to continuing to try to improve ourselves. And we just want to say thank you guys for helping us do that.
Thank you so much.